Welcome to the Friday Night Campfire Stories. My name is Rob and I will be your host for this video. I'm a short story writer and every single Friday we cover one chapter from one of those stories. However, on Mondays we find a way to keep our weeks creepy. Step into the newest part of the campfire universe. Join me as we delve deep into the dark corners of history, uncovering the haunted halls and spectral legends that still echo through time. From whispered folklore to real-life mysteries, these stories will grip your imagination and challenge what you believe. So gather close, keep the fire burning, and prepare to unearth stories that refuse to stay buried. Welcome to Echoes of the Past. I'm very excited for today's video. The location that we are covering is one of the top 3 locations that made me fall in love with all things paranormal. Welcome back to Echoes of the Past, where history and hauntings collide. Tonight we're traveling to St. Francisville, Louisiana, which is right outside the capital of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and it is home to one of America's most haunted locations, the Myrtles Plantation. The century-old estate is steeped in southern charm, mystery, and a chilling reputation for the paranormal. So grab your flashlights, settle in, let's uncover the dark secrets lurking behind the plantation's beautiful facade. Myrtles Plantation was built in 1796 by General David Bradford, also known as Whiskey Dave. Bradford fled Pennsylvania after President George Washington ordered an execution of Whiskey Dave for his involvement in the Whiskey Rebellion. Seeking refuge, he moved to the remote wilderness of Louisiana. He named the plantation the Laurel Grove. Bradford lived there for several years by himself until President John Adams pardoned him, making him a free man. After Bradford's death, his son-in-law, Clark Woodruff, would take over the property. And it was during his tenure the plantation began accumulating a dark history. The plantation saw its share of death, heartbreak, and unsolved mysteries, setting the stage for a haunted reputation. He eventually decided to sell the property and the slaves to a man named Ruffin Gray Sterling. It was passed down for a few generations until it was sold to the Winters. We'll get to them in a little bit. The property had eventually been purchased by Harrison Milton Williams, who was the first to report strange occurrences happening in the house and on the property. The plantation was built as a Creole cottage, resembling many of the other Louisiana plantation houses of the 19th century. It extended to double its size in the mid-1850s under the Sterling's ownership. One of the main features of the house is its 125-foot-long veranda that extends the entire length of the facade and wraps around to the back of the house. The house has 2 floors, 22 rooms. The current landscape has a large pond that has an island in the middle with a gazebo on it. The oldest building on the property is known as the General Store now, which was where Whiskey Dave stayed while the plantation house was being built. The General Store actually caught on fire in 2014, and while the store received substantial damage, the house was perfectly fine, even though it was just 10 feet away from the Myrtles. There are many rumors to this historical site. It is said to be on top of an ancient Indian burial ground. It is said that as many as 10 murders took place here, though historical records confirm far fewer. Still, the legend has persisted, earning Myrtles Plantation a reputation as one of the most haunted homes in America. Visitors to the Myrtle Plantation have reported a myriad of paranormal phenomena. From phantom footsteps and doors that open on their own to ghostly apparitions and mysterious handprints, the house seems alive with spirits. One of the most chilling stories involves the grand mirror in the main hallway. It is said to reflect ghostly faces and even trap spirits within its glass. Guests have also reported hearing children laughing, seeing shadow figures, and experienced sudden cold spot. But who, or what, is responsible for these eerie events? To answer that, we need to meet the ghost of the Myrtles Plantation. The first 3 episodes of Echoes of the Past have led me on quite a rat race, trying to figure out who is haunting these locations. The Farrar Elementary School didn't really have any names attached to it. The horse, of course, had Edgar Allan Poe, but the rest was kind of up to a mystery. And then the Tennessee State Prison, again, didn't really have any names attached to it. But this one is the first one that I can say it's not too hard to figure out who is haunting these locations, because people have kind of figured that out over the years. So without further ado, let's meet some of the spirits that haunt this plantation. First, we have Chloe, perhaps the plantation's most infamous spirit. Chloe was an enslaved woman who dealt with a lot of abuse from Mr. Woodruff, who was the owner at the time. Chloe would eavesdrop on Clark's conversations to get a feel on how she was going to get treated that day. One day, she was caught by him, and he cut off her ear. She would from then on cover the disfiguration by wearing a green turban when outside of her living quarters. Chloe was not one to mess with though, because she thought, "You can take my ear, but I'm going to take your family." On Mr. Woodruff's daughter's 9th birthday, Chloe made a cake for her, but she added oleander leaves in the cake. However, her intention was just to make the family sick so she could nurse them back to health. You see, back then in the South, healers were treated with much respect, so she was just trying to get some respect from her owners, maybe even get her free or a better living situation. However, that did not happen. The dosage that she put in the cake was lethal and killed Mrs. Woodruff and her 2 children. The other slaves found out about this and reported it to Mr. Woodruff. Chloe was caught and hanged. After the life had left her body, she was weighed down and thrown into the Mississippi River. Her spirit is said to linger the plantation, often appearing in a green turban. She was even supposedly captured in one of the greatest photos in paranormal history. Chloe's death seemed to plague the plantation. After she had died, a new owner and some of his children all died in the house from tuberculosis. The house was passed to one of the surviving daughters and her husband. The husband's name was William Winter. When he was owner of the plantation, he was shot on the front porch. William reportedly staggered inside and climbed to the stairs, collapsing on the 17th step. His dying footsteps are still heard echoing through the house, and a lot say that 17th step might be one of the most paranormal locations in the house. Other reported spirits include a young girl who died of yellow fever, 2 ghostly children seen playing in the veranda, and even an unnamed spirit who is said to pull the clothes of the visitors as they're trying to get their attention. These children's spirits could be from a number of children that have died on the property, including the girl that died from yellow fever, but I've heard multiple reports saying there's mainly 2 girls that are running around. This makes me believe that it could be Mr. Woodruff's daughters. They both died in the house from the cake poisoning by Chloe. Now I'd like to share a theory with you. Not necessarily about the plantation, but about the mirror. But not just that mirror though, I'm talking all mirrors. You see, after reading about the haunted mirror in the Myrtles, I thought it'd be the perfect time to bring this up. You see, from a young age, watching Ghost Adventures and Paranormal State and other paranormal research shows, I dreamt of becoming one myself. However, when I got older, I realized these shows were more for entertainment than research. My love for the paranormal passed until I had my encounter with a paranormal entity. This caused me to have a love for the paranormal once again. However, my dream of becoming an investigator never returned. It definitely made me think about some possible tests or experiments to do to capture evidence, though. The one that I came up with was the mirror experiment. I've noticed there's some sort of connection between ghosts and mirrors. I've heard some people say that they're portals. I'm a little skeptical of that, but for me, there definitely is something with the mirror. But what if it's just the mirror can capture things that the naked eye can't? I can't be the only one that has been scared out of their mind seeing a figure or a shadow out of the corner of their eye while looking into a mirror or a reflection. I recall seeing a YouTube video of paranormal investigators who captured an apparition of a girl standing in the middle of a room. However, they didn't notice the girl until they reviewed the tape, and it was seen through a mirror. However, they had a camera set up looking into the same exact room they were in, recording right where the girl should have been standing, but nothing was there. I really do think there's something between the mirrors and the ghost. And if you're a paranormal investigator or know of any, feel free to let them try this method where you just record into a mirror, looking into a room, just leave it on a tripod, let it record for a few hours, or all night. I'd love to see what evidence is captured, if any. Heck, maybe if you're staying at the Myrtles Plantation, maybe that would be the perfect place to conduct this experiment. Myrtles Plantation stands as a testament to the history and the mysteries of the Deep South. Whether the stories are fact or folklore, one thing is certain. This plantation has left an undeniable mark on those who visit. Today it sits as a bed and breakfast, and you can reserve a room yourself and experience the hauntings that took place in this historic location. If you ever find yourself in Louisiana, do you dare to step inside and experience the haunted halls of the Myrtle Plantation for yourself? Or perhaps you already have a story to share. Let us know in the comments below. That is going to do it for today. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to click that like button, hit that subscribe button. We make videos 3 times a week. Every single Monday, we do another episode of Echoes of the Past. Every Wednesday, we do an episode of Far From Fiction, which is my true crime series. And every single Friday, we do an episode of the Friday Night Campfire Stories, which we experience a chapter from one of my short stories. Also, my first collection of short stories, Whisper in the Shadow, is available now on Amazon. The link is in the top of the description. You can get the paperback version as well as the e-reader version, whichever you prefer. Yes, it would mean a lot to me if you guys could check it out if you want to. If you want to help out a small content creator / short story writer. If you guys have any recommendations for any haunted locations you'd like me to cover next, please leave that in the comments section below. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for spending a little bit of your day here with me.